Hey, I'm Nick Williams, and you are watching Turning 65 TV, where we celebrate seniors, celebrate people that have lived a life and have a lot of living to do, where we put some focus on the good and maybe a little bit of humor, and maybe a little bit of helpful information. And I want to start this off with talking a little bit about the music. If you were born, this is the June edition for those individuals born in the month of June in 1960 who are turning 65 this month. Here's a little bit of the music that was going on back in the day. Here's some of the stars. I believe it's the Everly Brothers. It kind of sort of looks like a brother and sister, though, doesn't it? Anyhow, Jackie Wilson, there's Dinah Washington, and Brooke Benson, who's not pictured there. These are some of the chart toppers of that era, of that month, I should say. There's Hank Lachlan. I don't know who this guy is. But hey, if you're a country fan, you might know. And I would probably say in the month of June in 1960, I'm not far behind you, but I got years before I get to your age. This music probably faded by the time the people born in that month were of age enough to enjoy music or just be able to have that be the sounds that they heard growing up, because there was a musical revolution, and the Beatles came along, and when you were 18, I believe. No. Jacob, correct me. Is it when they were 18? And this is 1960. The Beatles did their first live show. So that would probably be the bigger pop culture reference. The Beatles. And then what else is going on there? When you were 18, let's say Grease was a thing. I remember that. I was old enough to be around when that exploded. Mathis and Williams, that's Johnny Mathis, and I believe it's Denise Williams. And Too Much, Too Little, Too Late. But these are the sounds of your generation, my generation. So I'm going to keep moving here. Also coming out in that year, Jacob, was this 1960 or? Okay, this is 1960 as well. Of course it was. Look at that, I guess, promotion there. Psycho, that was Anthony Perkins. And so what an infamous, Janet Leigh, and it was Alfred Hitchcock. I was going to say Hitchcock's, but that would be wrong. I know who Alfred Hitchcock is. I can't even talk now, Jacob. I'm so excited to launch this amazing channel, and I'm so excited to bring it to our viewers and celebrate this time. But here's what's funny. It's not funny. This isn't funny. But this, what you see here is, I don't know if these are actual pictures of this, relevant. Well, the pictures are relevant, I guess. But the first pacemaker was implanted in a VA hospital, the hospital that is pictured there in the video. But I just don't know if those are the doctors or the patient that was. That actually performed that. Jacob, do you know? They are? Okay, there you go. There's some smart dudes. But what was interesting about the pacemaker is that, and a lot of these devices, they're built often by engineers, not by doctors, not medical professionals, possibly, or I'm sure in conjunction with, or possibly somebody who has a cross training or cross brilliance, probably, to create such a thing. But really, these are some of the big events. Now, I want to move on. This is another big event. So, the ice cream truck explosion in New York City. Now, when you look up May, if you go to Wikipedia or something like that, and you look in the month of, not May, June of 1960, Jacob, you got to correct me when I'm wrong. When you look in the events of the month of June of 1960, it's this ice cream truck explosion. And I believe it was a propane tank, but here, I'm going to bring this into relevance here. Well, first of all, it was national news. I think it killed over 100 people. It injured 114. Thank you, Jacob. That's how rumors get started. But it injured 114. I'm sure a lot of them died. I would hope a lot of them did not. But if 114 are injured, you probably had more than just a few deaths. And that was big news, real big news. And here's the relevance of this. And hold on while I take a drink of my coffee. The relevance of this, by the way, there's ice cubes you hear there. It's not an alcoholic drink. I'm not saying it's coffee when it's a cocktail. It's iced coffee. Jacob, you got to make sure people don't get the wrong idea. You know what I mean? All right. Oh, Garfield. Garfield came out. Was that when these folks were 18 or when they were born? When they were 18, yes. So this was Garfield. That's what you find when you look up cultural relevance relevant to you being born, to, in this case, when you were 18. So this is something that you saw that became part of pop culture. Here's another thing that happened. And this is what when you look up information for your age group, there's Hogan's Heroes and Bob Crane, Hogan, Captain Hogan. I don't know what he was, but he's pictured there with Colonel Klink and Sergeant Schultz. And but in this month, in 1978, when you were 18 years old, Bob Crane was murdered. How about that? And he was beaten to death. And I'm amazed that he survived a German concentration camp, a prisoner of war camp. You would have thought that he would have been beaten to death by Colonel Klink or Sergeant Schultz, but no. It's in some hotel in Phoenix, Arizona, in the United States. Amazing. Let's move on. That was a joke. But here's another interesting thing. If you were born in the month of May, all kinds of truly amazing things happened. I won't say the Pacemaker wasn't amazing, and I won't say that the artificial or the Pacemaker or whatever else, the ice cream truck explosion, whatever it may have been, wasn't big news, okay? But in May, it was the introduction of the birth control pill. And what's that called? Inovid. That is a bottle of the birth control pills. That's significant. Even here, this is significant as well. The U-2 plane was shot down with, I believe, Gary Powers. I don't believe, I'm certain it was Gary Powers, and that was shot down over Russia. I think that thing flew so high that, and look at that plane. That thing was amazing. But that plane flew so high and so fast that they couldn't put it on radar. But it did get shot down, and they did capture Gary Powers, and it did, how should we say, negatively affect or stop the peace talks. Maybe I don't know. And this is something where I don't want to say things that aren't correct, but this was the time of nuclear proliferation. It was the time that they were trying to, it's the Cold War, and it stopped the nuclear proliferation peace talks, and so that was a big deal. They shot that plane down, and they got Gary Powers, took him prisoner, and it ended the peace talks there. In addition, and I'm not trying to crack on you people that are born in the month of June, but in the month of May, I mean, we had the Civil Rights Bill was signed. So these are significant events. It wasn't an ice cream truck explosion. These are like major cultural and world-altering events. But not much is going on for you guys in the month of June. All right, let's see. I'm gonna change the approach here a little bit and talk to you guys about some other things, namely. And you know, we're looking for content to help you as seniors, and I want to talk a little bit more about this. And you're going to find what I say interesting. We had this site here. It's a YouTube channel. You guys are watching this on YouTube. Some of you, most of you, many of you. It's important as you get older and you're crossing a threshold to age 65. A lot of things change. You're going on Medicare, perhaps doing, looking at moving your assets around and maybe thinking about, looking at your life in retrospect. But also, what becomes paramount as you get older is your health. And I'm old enough that is the thing. Other than family, for me personally, it's probably the thing that I'm thinking about most, is that I'm healthy. And so we put this channel up here and listen, if you guys would go to the channel, it's called Senior Fitness with Meredith. And we're going to have a link in the description of the video, but Senior Fitness with Meredith. And check it out. Drop some comments and let us know what you think about this channel. I did not go through it, but we just thought we'd throw a resource out to you guys, and then you evaluate it. However, I do want to talk to you about something else. This is, we thought we would make a funny picture, and it's not... Oh, but it's not a funny thing, but seniors, as people get older, they have issues. And I want to talk to you about this. And it's falling down is a big killer for seniors. And the people turning 65 now, it's not as much of a big deal. And here we have a picture of a funny picture of a senior and their walker falling forward, and which is not really funny. But what we thought it was when we put the picture up, when we gathered the picture, but I believe it's okay. So here's the point. Falling forward is the issue. Most seniors, people as they get older, they fall down. And it's, again, not the turning 65s, but I'm going to give you some help here, even though this doesn't apply to most of you, but many of you it does. You got to stay healthy. And one of the things you've got to consider is falling down. And when you consider falling down, it's falling forward. It's not falling backwards, although it's a disproportionate amount of deaths from falling backwards. This is all just data that we've compiled and reviewed here. But 65% of all falls are falling forward. And then people they fall, they break a hip or something of that nature. They end up in a hospital bed. They get pneumonia or something of that nature. And it's a cascading kind of, it sets into effect a series of dominoes that can severely alter the course of your life. And I'm going to give you some real important information on how to offset this. But it accounts for, falling down for seniors accounts for, and this is hard to quantify, but it's 15 to 20% of all deaths of seniors, just falling down and the results thereof or thereafter that result in death. Not just a change or not just perhaps shall we say, handicapped, because it happens, or just a reduced quality of life because now there's a nagging injury that's created. But here's what I want to get to here. I'm going to switch this over. I've got some information here. I'm going to move this over to my phone, and I'm going to scroll down here for those of you that are watching. There's a lot of, I'm going to call it misinformation when it comes to physical training. I say physical training, physical fitness, therapy, or just conditioning. What exercises should you be involved with as a senior? And here's the deal. It's not about just doing leg raises or arm circles, or some things are good. Like they say, like they'll talk about Tai Chi or yoga. Great. Those things are great. But as a senior, I'm going to tell you some things to focus on so that you can have a greater, how should we say it, a greater probability of a better quality of life into the later years. But it starts when you're healthy, as many or most turning 65-year-olds are healthy at that point. Not all. And I'm not here to tell you about what to eat or anything like that, but here's what I am going to tell you. You need to approach this, train like an athlete, okay? Don't just do sit-ups from sitting in a chair, although there's nothing wrong with that. Do that. But lift weight, do squats, lift heavier weight. It's about bone density. It's about strength. Do box jumps. And a lot of you are like, come on, Nick, box jumps? And that's simply where you have a box and you jump up on it and jump down, jump up on it or jump down. You could start, get a box that's not real tall or real high, and step up, step down, step up, step down. Alternate your legs, okay? And then when you get to a certain point, jump up on that box. Jump, 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 okay? And this is going to better prepare you for, these types of exercises. Lunges will, and people say, man, lunges, I'm 65 years old, or I'm soon to be 65. Or a lot of you watching this will be older than that, and many of you younger than that. But you have to do exercises that build strength. And to build strength, you utilize weight. And working out with weight and trying to get progressively heavier without hurting yourself it contributes to your bone density. And that's a big deal for seniors. So I have some things here. I'm going to get off of this screen and show you guys. So you want to do squats, deadlifts, single leg stands. I don't know how to tell you what a single leg stand is, but you do squats and do them properly, and you can start with no weight. And then just do dumbbell squats. You just hold some dumbbells, and maybe, you become a tough person, and man or woman, because it affects both of you. In my previous career, I worked with seniors, and I have had I've had one client specifically that her bone density had become so, hold on a second, let me come back here. Her bone density, she had become so frail that she broke her femur getting out of bed. The weight of her body, exchanging her weight from a laying position to getting upright to shifting her weight to putting her weight on the floor, resulted in her femur breaking. That's what happens. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about. You don't ever want to get there. So you figure out how to do these deadlifts properly. You can do them with dumbbells. You don't have to have Olympic weights, free weights where you are, trying or are going to hurt yourself. And many of you, some of you, and I hope not many of you, but some of you have back injuries or back arthritis or something. You can't do all these. find out what you can do. And I'm going to give you a resource. But before I do, also practice zone 2 cardio. And zone 2 cardio, I'll come back to you guys. Zone 2 cardio is simply moving for an extended period of time at a pace which you can just have enough control over your breath that you can still talk. So you're at a pace, you're moving at a fast pace, whether it's walking on a treadmill, you could be riding a bicycle next to somebody and just riding at a pace where you can talk, walking at a pace where you can talk, being on a treadmill where you can talk, or a stationary bicycle where you can talk to you may have a workout partner, or talk to yourself. Sing out loud, whatever it is. But the thing is that that's zone 2. And this is a much bigger deal than you would think. You need to be in zone 2 for like an hour every day. You don't need to do anything. And I'm not telling you to do anything. It's just information. And but as you're entering into this next phase, and you're saying, man, and if you're like me, where you're getting to this next phase, and you're saying that I'm going to go back over here, Jacob, to there we go, our fallen down man. So you want to prepare yourself for a long life. And Jacob, I'm getting lengthy on this topic, and I feel like I'm getting preachy, but it is a big deal. It's a good topic. Thank you, Jacob. It's a good topic. And you'd never be too healthy. That's what I worry about more than anything. Again, I'm probably thinking about my family, and I'm thinking about my health, and do something about it. But here's the thing with zone 2. You could just get out and just start walking. You don't need to jog because, I want to add one thing to this. This is what professional athletes do every single day in when they're in their training mode. Zone 2, look it up. One other thing that I'm going to give you, a resource. There's an individual named Peter Attia, Attia. That's where I got a lot of this information from. And I will give you a contrast to the information that would be, for those of you that use ChatGPT, which is easy, I'll show you guys how to use that on one of these episodes coming up. For those of you that don't use it, the Google, Siri, or whatever it is, they won't tell you what to do. They'll tell you to do these simple little exercises that don't make a bit of difference. Okay, they're good for you, but it's about the exercises that I've discussed here. It's about strength. It's about bone density. It's about becoming stronger. And Peter Attia, he has this approach where he says, live to be, he calls it, he's training for the Centurion Decathlon. So he wants to compete in the Centurion Decathlon. Peter Attia is a doctor. And another thing you can do is HIIT, H-I-I-T, and you can Google that, find that. Now I want to move on here. Listen, this is a more serious topic. Scams. Scams are a real, it's off the chart. The phishing and stuff. If you're using devices, man, I get hammered. My Facebook account it got cloned. So there are people out there with my image making a Facebook account, calling it Nick Williams' Facebook page or something like that, and then marketing using my image because I have a business that you could utilize my image and make money. My other business. And I'm going to give you an example of one of these. I get these all the time. It's a print this. I get an email and it says, what's it say up there? Doc ePrints order confirmed for your Thursday appointment with Maria Cox. I have no appointment with a Maria Cox, but then it has an attachment. Well, they want me to click that attachment. When you get these things, if you don't know who's sending it to you, don't click it. Never click it. That's that can get you in trouble. And it comes in all shapes and sizes. These scams are so prolific that I was talking to somebody. I have one of the individuals that works with us here. She's a dog lover, and she has. I was talking to her about a scam that I recently became familiar with, and that's what these scammers, whether they're in Nigeria or India, which are a lot of scam centers of the world. They're in America too, but there's scam centers. India is a major scam center. They have whole towns built around it. What you'll get is you'll post something on Facebook, lost dog, which that's what people do often nowadays. They post on Facebook, hey, I lost my dog. Can you please help me find my dog? Please look out for my dog. And, in addition to putting up flyers, they'll get a message that says, hey, we'll find your dog. We've got a fleet of drones. We'll put them in the air right now if you send us $395. That's appealing to somebody's emotions in a way that's just not fair. It's like, yeah, we're going to send out a fleet of drones looking for your dog. I believe that there are a few legitimate businesses such as this. But these people say, if you're in Butte, Montana, they're going to we'll have a fleet up in 30 minutes. Or if I'm in South Carolina, we'll have a fleet up in 15 minutes in your backyard. We'll find that dog guaranteed. You send them a $395 and it's just gone. There's no fleet of drones, and it's terrible. There's the Nigerian love letters or whatever they are. There's all kinds of scams. And again, I worked with seniors, and almost all of them, 65 or older in a previous business. Actually, I still own that business, but that's neither here nor there. I saw scams. I will tell you one. One of my clients, received a phone call from somebody. Her grandson went to USC, University of South Carolina. I call it USC Light, because I always thought of growing up not in South Carolina. When I heard USC, I thought of University of Southern California. But so USC Light he goes to, and she received a phone call from somebody who said, your son is in jail. And he gave us your number to get him bailed out. She sent them a chunk of money, and then they said, well, they told her that he was in Canada, and they needed to get him out of the country in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what they told her exactly, and they said, look, we're expelling him from the country. Send us money for plane fare, or he's going to go serve some time in the big house. And but then she was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. She called her son, who was her grandson's father, because she didn't. Basically, what they do is they scout this out. They're smart. It's people on the campus. They know who this person is. They somehow find this out, and they say that he doesn't want his father to know about this, so can you help him? So that they won't call the father. Well, then she said, wait a minute, I'm calling the father, or in this instance, her son. And they found out it was a scam. She could have lost more money. I've seen so many of these over the years, and it's very, very sad when it happens. And I have complete horror stories about this. Having said that, let's keep moving. So don't open up any odd emails, and don't, they call it phishing, and don't be a fish. I wanted to tell you guys a little something actually, this is interesting, because I want to tell you a good story about scams. And if you go to Jacob, we're going to put a link to this video in the chat, in the show notes here. So if you're watching this on YouTube or wherever it might be, we may have show notes for you. But if you look in the show notes, there's it's a heartwarming story of an individual that the person that runs this channel, YouTube channel called Blacktail Studio. And Blacktail Studio is a real entertaining YouTube channel that I watch, and I recommend this channel to you to watch something that's, the guy is humorous, and it's actually quite entertaining. As he builds a piece of furniture, he tells these stories, or he'll just talk about the piece of furniture he's building, but he adds humor to it, and it's a way to watch something that is not, how should we say, tied into the pop culture of the world, and instead just entertaining. So in the episode, and we'll put this one in the show notes, and maybe you'll like the guy, and maybe you'll have a channel, which we actually are looking for channels to promote here. So if you have a channel, put it in the comments, and that you like, and maybe our people that vet the show will actually present that to me, and I will promote it to the viewers. And now, this person, it was a woman. She got scammed. What they did was they took this YouTuber's likeness, the guy that has the Blacktail Studio YouTube channel. They took his likeness. They put AI to it, so he was actually speaking in these promotions, and they had him send her like videos and stuff where he was talking to her, I believe is how it unfolded, and he showed this, and they got a bunch of money for her because he sells this furniture, and it can be rather expensive, and they scammed her. She never got, it was a nice table, and she paid maybe a couple $1,000s, I'm not sure. She never got the table. $17,000. Thank you, Jacob. Oh my goodness. $17,000. Yeah, I was going to say a couple thousand. He sells expensive stuff, and it's some beautiful furniture, actually. So what he did was he found out about this through some third-party resource, or some third-party, not a resource. Somebody said, hey, guess what happened? And he built that piece of furniture for her. Then, and it's a great video because it has a wonderful ending. I'm not going to tell you how it ends. You can watch it for yourself. Go to the show notes. No, I am going to tell you how it ends. It's still a great story. What he does is he goes, he builds this piece of furniture. He travels, I don't know how far he traveled, but he definitely put in some miles to transport this piece of furniture to the police station. And then from the police station, they had this woman come to the police station, I don't know, to get more information about her report. And she walked in, and there's the table. So she got her table. Isn't that a wonderful story? That's a nice thing. And but anyhow, nice channel to watch. What else? Is that the last? That's it. That's it for the show. That's it. I don't know, Jacob. I'm thinking, did we do a good job? Hey, listen, folks, you can make a comment as to your opinion of whether we did a good job or not. We did the best we could. And we're going to, this is the month of June for those seniors turning 65 in the month of June 2025. This is your show. We celebrate you. We congratulate you for your lifetime of living. And I hope it's been a wonderful life, and I hope that your remaining years are wonderful. And we shall talk to you next month.